Hey everybody, welcome back for another memory keeping plan with me. This time it's for the week of February 12th through the 18th, and I'm using a kit from Apple Blossom Prints that I believe was called Starcross. I don't think she has this kit anymore, and this is an old format of her mini kit. I bought this probably almost a year ago, so it's definitely different now, but I wanted to use this for Valentine's Day this year. I also picked up some of the extra boxes, but I already used like two of them during my anniversary week because it was like a happy anniversary box and then basically the same full box with the box of chocolates and the champagne coupes, but in a different color. So I'm also pulling in a couple of Itty Bitty Sticker Co. icons and Linear Designs icons. I had already pulled those by the time that we got to this point. So you'll see those on my sticker sheet over there. But I'm just going to go ahead and get into the base. So I loved this full box with the girl with the long brown hair. I have long brown hair. It somehow never looks that full. What are people's secrets? Probably extensions. Speaking of extensions, I put in two extender boxes on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Nothing too exciting happened these days. There were just a lot of really small things that I wanted to mark for Galentine's Day and Valentine's Day. So, maybe it was kind of special, but everything I'm going to mark on those days is pretty small. I also just had a lot of extra full boxes with this mini kit, so I figured, why not? Let's do a lot of extenders. So this week, not gonna lie, was pretty difficult. We were still dealing with trying to figure out what was wrong with our kitten. We called the vet who we had been working with in Orange County on Monday of this week because she had seen them just 2 weeks prior, and we had the week before this just finished some medication that they had prescribed, and we were having a lot of issues with her still, inappropriately eliminating on blankets and bedding and things like that. So we were trying to figure that out, and kind of their answer was just, oh, let's switch her to a different prescription food because we've been trying one prescription food and it clearly wasn't addressing the problem. So we were trying a different one. But we kind of got nowhere with that because she hated that food. It was like a canned food, but it had a lot of vegetables in it. It was supposed to be good for like urinary health. I don't really know what the vegetables have to do with that. Like it was literally called like chicken and vegetable stew. It's like a Hill's Physician prescription food. So she basically wouldn't eat it, and she already wasn't that interested in eating as it was. So it's kind of a waste of time and money, and we're leaving that vet behind. They were helpful to some extent. It's just with this, they were clearly not knowing what was going on. So, oh well. We figured it out eventually, I think, but I wish we could have figured it out sooner because this week was very much like, okay, things are getting worse. We need to like do something, and we don't really have an action plan. So yeah, of course, Tuesday was Galentine's Day and Wednesday was Valentine's Day. I did some baking for my husband, and he got me some roses and chocolate and all of that. So we're pretty low key for Valentine's. He also made a couple of special meals this week. So Wednesday night, he made like steak and potatoes, which is not something we eat very often, honestly, just because meat's so expensive. We mostly eat chicken or like meatless meals, like kind of alternating every other day. So that was special. And then he also made a beef Wellington this weekend because he wanted to try that out, and it turned out pretty good. Nice cut of beef. And then I was just dealing with Clover a lot this week. I did have Friday off for the President's Day weekend, so I didn't have to go teach my classes, and I was able to take the whole day off, which was nice. And then just doing a lot more unpacking over the weekend, and we had a Lunar New Year gathering at my husband's friend's house. So that was nice to see her because I hadn't seen her or her husband in a really long time. So it was nice to hang out with people for sure. They made a lot of great food. My husband's friend is from South Korea and her husband's from India. So like between the two of them, they make a ton of incredible food. And then someone else brought filling to make dumplings. So we made those as well. And those were really good too. The whole time, though, I was really worried about Clover, though, because on Saturday, we didn't know for sure, but it seemed like her back legs were not normal. Like it just, she was walking kind of the slightest wobble, and like her back legs were almost like too long for her body, was how I described it to her vet the next week. So that started on Saturday, and then either on Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember, she tried to jump up in her cat tree and then she just fell off. And luckily, she didn't fall very far. Like it was just like the first perch, but it was really scary. And so we had to make a game plan on Monday for what we were going to do about it. So going to that gathering on Sunday was nice, but because I knew we were going to have to deal with more vet stuff the next day, I was feeling guilty for being there, even though it was like I couldn't contact anybody on Sunday anyway. So yeah, really hard week. It ended on Sunday night with me sleeping in our office with Clover because she was having issues jumping up on things, and so she couldn't like jump up into our bed or anything, and we didn't want her to be alone. So really tough week, really tough week. That habit tracker is going to be for marking putting the dishes away out of the dishwasher, because that was where my focus was at this point, because Clover wasn't on any medicine this week. And then I like that this kit came with a meals header, because I use that for my weekly sidebar. So I'm going to put in a weekly checklist, and that's going to be all of our dinners for the week. And yeah, I forgot how rough this week is. Like the next week, because there was an impromptu trip to the vet, I switched the kit that I originally had planned. I don't even remember what kit I had planned for the last week of February at this point. I'd have to go back and rewatch my lineup. It might have been Book Cafe. I truly don't remember. It might have been Black History. Truly don't remember. But that kit, the kit that I switched it to, is from Cinderella Paper, and it's not here yet because I think it's stuck in customs in LA. I'm gonna be honest, which normally doesn't happen, but like the tracking hasn't updated in over a week. So I don't know when I'm gonna be able to plan or to film that week. So there might be a delay in Plan With Me's, because I have other Plan With Me's that I filmed after that week, but I don't want to put stuff up out of order because I feel like that would be confusing to voice over and explain to you all. So there might be a break in Plan With Me's. And then I'm also waiting on stuff for my April lineup too, because I thought I ordered foil enough ahead of time, but I guess not for certain shops. I guess 6 weeks ahead of time is not enough time for people. I don't know. So I can't really film my April lineup either, unless I'm just like, and this is what I'm planning to use that isn't here yet. But I'd rather a lineup, for me personally, I'd rather the lineup be more complete than be on time, if that makes sense. Even though I really want to set up my April monthly, because I basically know the plans for the whole month. So, and I have the kit for that, but I can't lay that down until I film the April lineup. I'm just thinking out loud. Sorry. Normally I don't have this little bit where I'm putting down deco, because a lot of kits I use don't have deco, but this one did. So I'm putting it across the top, and then I'm also going to put a few pieces along the bottom. And I'm also going to use the weekend banner. Whoa, crazy. And I decided to put it across like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, since I had a long weekend. My husband was off on Monday of this week and then Monday of the next week. That's how they chose to handle. I guess in Sacramento, they give like a 4-day weekend for President's Day. I feel like in Southern California, they don't, or at least not at the places that we worked. We've both worked in the public sector for like the last 5 years. So typically we would only either get the Friday or the Monday. But here it was like both places we work agreed it should be like multiple days off, which was really interesting. So he had this Monday off, and then the next Monday off, and then I had this Friday off, and then the next Monday off, technically, even though I don't go to campus on Mondays. So, but I think I took that day off anyway, especially because we needed to deal with Clover. So yeah, this is why I don't really buy washi overlays, is because even if I have plain washi, if the kit comes with deco, then I just fill in the washi with the deco. I still struggle with deco placement though. I don't know why, I just do, and it has to be like perfect. I wanted to use the masks because Tuesday was also Mardi Gras. I didn't end up using a lot of the Angel or Romeo and Juliet related stuff from this kit. It just wasn't really my style. But I did use a lot of like the candles. I thought the earrings in this kit were adorable. The masks were pretty. The champagne and chocolate, obviously. And then the bouquets and the envelopes and everything. I thought all of that was really pretty. So that was the deco that I prioritized using. The other deco I can save as like icons for other stuff, maybe, especially if like we go to Shakespeare, which we normally do some sort of Shakespeare festival once a year. I'll have to find a new one though, because the LA one was free. If you live in LA or are in LA in the summer ever, like please check out the Griffith Park Shakespeare Festival. It's family friendly, it's fun, and it's free with suggested donations. But like you don't have to donate. They want it to be free and accessible to everybody, which is awesome. Okay, let's get into the sidebar. So we already talked about the habit tracker and the meals tracker. In these two half boxes, I'm going to put in Elephant from Leonard Designs and write in Take Time to Reset, which I think I did a pretty good job of this week, even though everything was so chaotic. And then the second box is going to get this Hang in There Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. because, like I mentioned, this was a really rough week and I needed to like hang in there so that I could keep going. That's kind of where I'm at lately, is like everything's been really difficult for a really long time now, and I just need to keep going and taking breaks when I can, because otherwise I'm going to completely burn out and then I'm going to be of help to absolutely nobody. So the first thing I marked on Monday is that my husband was off work. And then I had to do a little bit of work. So those two icons are both from Kimmy's studio, which unfortunately is closed. The work script is from Magical Sticker Co. Although she only does like clear stickers. This was from a freebie, I'm pretty sure. Then I'm going to mark that we got a wedding save the date in the mail this day. So this envelope is from Mr. and Mrs. Mint. I think they still make stickers. I don't know if they make that sticker, but you can check them out and see. And then, unfortunately, the kitten peed on a blanket this day. So I'm going to put in a sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Kind of grumpy. I was more like just getting frustrated at this point with the whole situation than I was with the actual kitten, because I knew the reason she was doing it was that she wasn't feeling good. In hindsight, she might have been doing it because her back legs were getting weaker. And it wasn't until Saturday that you could actually see her back legs getting weaker. Because obviously cats in a litter box like need their back legs in order to like prop themselves up in the litter box and not like get stuff all over themselves and get gross, because they don't like being gross at all, unlike dogs. So that might have been why she wasn't using the litter box properly. I don't 100% know, but that's kind of my going theory at this point. This day, we did find out we were getting our whole security deposit back from our last apartment, which was exciting news because it was a very big security deposit. It was a whole month's rent plus a like $300 pet deposit. So I'm glad that they gave it back. It was very nice and reasonable of them, especially because everything that's up with that old apartment was going to have to be renovated just for age anyway. So I put in a fox and cactus icon for that. And then we did Way Clover this day. The paw print is from Michael's sticker book. The scale is a really old sticker from a shop that it's definitely no longer open. She was holding pretty steady with her weight this week. This was probably the last week where her weight stayed steady. She started losing weight the next week, which got really scary. So we did call the vet this day. That icon's from Kimmy's studio. And like I mentioned, they were just like, oh, let's try a different prescription food. And that did not help. So I can't blame them, just because the disease that she has and that we've ultimately figured she relapsed with is not very well understood, except by people who are like researching in that field. So I get it. Like most vets are not going to know what the signs are, but this was a pretty frustrating scenario. And it almost makes me feel like I can't trust like just everyday vets with my kitten, because like she's got such unique problems. But I don't know. For now, we've got our vet in Colorado who's a research veterinarian, and I'm relying on her. But even her, like, she doesn't know everything because there's so much research that hasn't been done because I don't know if I've talked about this. There's like no funding, public funding for veterinary research. And I get that, we can't spend money on everything, but in my mind, animal health is public health because viruses can mutate and jump to us. So I think it would be reasonable to put money into veterinary research. So at a later date, I'll talk a little bit more about if you are interested in donating to veterinary research, because basically veterinary studies are mostly privately funded. I'm going on a whole rant right now, I'm sorry. And so they rely on private donors, basically. And a lot of research is not done on cats. If you look at like universities that are doing research on animals for animals, not just testing stuff that we're going to use on ourselves, but like testing stuff that could help animals, it's mostly dogs that get the research funding. So which I love the dogs too, but I have cats and they need help too. So anyway, at the end of the day, I played with Clover. That sticker's from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Tuesday, I marked that it was Galentine's Day and Mardi Gras, so I have 2 scripts from Planet Hannah and a cat sticker from Beneva Creations because Galentine's Day is about my best gal pals, my 2 cats. And then I used an Itty Bitty Sticker Co. character for Mardi Gras. Didn't do anything for Mardi Gras, but I like marking it. I did laundry this day, so the icon is from Leonard Designs and the laundry script is from Magical Sticker Co. And then inside the extender, I filmed and voiced over some videos, so I have a sticker sheet icon from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I listened to the new Beyonce songs this day, the 2 singles that came out at this time, so I have an Itty Bitty Sticker Co. icon for that because I think I was watching Cafe with Anna and she was like, if you like country, you'll like these songs. And I'm like, well, I used to like country until like the 2016 election happened, quite frankly. So maybe I'll like them. And like, I'm so into those songs. Like Texas Hold'em is like my song of the year. It is so much fun. And then I played with my girls, my 2 cats. So I have a sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I watched Taylor Tomlinson's new special, Have It All, on Netflix this evening, which is a great special. I didn't know it going into this, but it's a great special for Galentine's Day because like her whole thing is about like being her own person and all of that. So that was really funny. So I put in a laughing munchkin from Once More with Love. Clover, unfortunately, peed on the blanket again. So I have an icon from Beneva Creations. And then my husband was really stressed this day. So I used an anxiety molly for that. Excuse me. Wednesday was, of course, Valentine's Day, so that script is from Planet Hannah. Clover was 10 months old this day, so I have a Beneva Creations cat and a 10 months script from Scribble Prince Co. in silver. It was also Ash Wednesday, so I have a script from Planet Hannah for that and a church icon from Oh Hello Co. Even though I didn't go to church, I went to therapy. So I have a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. for that appointment. Then I had my office hour right after that on Zoom, and I did some grading. So I have another elephant from Leonard Designs. I love her new characters lately, the elephant and the otter. 2 wonderful animals. So very cute. After my office hour and after I got work done, I wrote a card to my husband. Speaking of otters, the card that I got for him, I think it said like to my significant otter. It had a very cute otter on it holding a bunch of like hearts. So pat myself on the back for that one. I love giving people cards. So that's something I like to do. If I made the time for it, I would like to get into like card making. I think that could be really fun. And also I have a ton of craft supplies that I should probably be using. So maybe I'll do that. And that way, can flex my creative muscles and like not spend more money. I don't know. Maybe I should get into that. Not a lot of people I love cards though. Like my husband likes them because I give them to him, and like I feel like one of my sisters likes getting cards, but like not many people in my life enjoy stationery, like my real life. Anywho, I'm gonna mark writing the card with a pen from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I did some baking this day. So I baked some walnut brownies. So I have a little Leonard Designs character for that. I, for some reason, thought this character was baking, and I realized the elephant is frying an egg, which is not what I was doing, but it was already down when I realized that. So we're gonna live with it. And there were eggs in the brownies. They turned out really dry. My husband liked them, which is good because I made them for him. but they were like really dry and crumbly. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board with that recipe. I think it might have been the walnuts that dried it out, because I don't think the recipe, no, I specifically Googled walnut brownies because we have a bunch of walnuts. We have a bunch of pecans too, because my husband bought them for the holiday season for stuff he was doing. So like I wanted something specifically with walnuts, but that recipe was not it. So back to the drawing board with that. Then I did some filming. So I have a camera elephant from Linner Designs and a planning time script from Linner Designs. Got a thank you card from a wedding that we attended last year. And I've already ranted about this before, but I do really appreciate when people are sending thank you cards lately, because it seems like there's a lot of people who don't now and who think that's the norm to not thank people for giving them wedding presents. I've been on Reddit too much and people are really entitled, quite frankly. So I appreciate when people in my life actually do write the thank you cards, because in my mind, that means they're good people. I don't know. Then my husband brought home flowers and chocolate for me. So that icon was from Carly Plans. And then I watched all of the Galentine's Day and Valentine's Day related episodes of Parks and Recreation, because that's something I like to do around this time of year. So that icon was from Planet Hannah. Thursday, Clover peed on the bed after I moved her off of my lap. So that Beneva Creations, or that sticker's from Beneva Creations, basically how I felt. So then I had to do laundry. That script is from Magical Sticker Co. I was really worried this day just because Clover was having so many issues. So I have an anxiety Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Then I did a workout to try and calm myself down. So that elephant is from Linner Designs. And then I was doing more of my canvas training that I talked about in the last plan with me. So I have another elephant working on a laptop from Linner Designs. I made time to play with both of the cats this day because, again, like, playtime is supposed to like reduce their stress, and clearly Clover was stressed or unhappy or something. So I'm gonna put in a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. for that. And then what happened in the midst of that play session is Clover peed under the bed this time. So that was great. So I'm gonna put in another Molly. It's saying this is fine with flames around her, because that's really how I felt. I'm like, great, twice in one day. Clearly something's wrong. And then I started rewatching the 2019 season of Great British Bake Off, because that is my comfort rewatch, and I needed comfort this night. So that icon was from Planet Hannah. Friday marked 9 months until our rescheduled New Zealand trip. The second half of this year is really booking up with trips and weddings and concerts that we're going to. So hopefully we can get our household together by like August so that we can go do all these things. I'm staying home a lot now because I have to take care of the cat, and then also because I feel like I need to rest up before I go do a bunch of stuff in the second half of the year. So there's that. And then I voiced over a plan with me, so I'm going to use a planner icon from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then Clover peed on the office carpet this day. Thank God for resolve, because I've needed it both physically, the cleaning spray, and mentally, the mental resolve. So that is from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I had a phone interview with unemployment, which was a headache and a half. Basically, if I haven't explained this, I applied for unemployment because I had to move for my husband's job. Like, we weren't gonna, stay separated forever. And I asked to go online for my last job, and they said they didn't have any online classes. And I'm not making as much money as I used to, so I qualified. But this interview was annoying. She kept like asking me questions and then like talking before I had the chance to actually answer the question, which is not how you ask questions, because you need to give me a chance to actually answer. Like, she would literally ask me a question, I would say like 2 words, and then she'd interrupt me with another question, and I'm just like, thanks. So that was annoying. My husband came home early this day because I think he had been working late the day before due to stress and things that needed to get done. We did try to go to a new place for dinner this night, but their like gas grills went out or something. So we walked around town waiting for our reservations. So that sticker's from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. But then ultimately we went back and they're like, we're not going to be able to actually serve food. Sorry, we can have drinks. And I'm like, well, we need food. So we went somewhere else for dinner. And then we continued watching Dairy Girls this evening. That's from Planet Hannah. Saturday, we slept in. It was also a rainy day, so I'm going to put in a icon from Kimmy's studio. And actually, I cut off a rain script from a Leonard Designs underlay pattern because it was called Rain, so there's a free script right there. And then I was unpacking all of our living room decorations, so I'm going to pull in a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And we figured out our new health insurance this day. So because I lost health insurance at my last job and my new job does not give me health insurance until like maybe 3 semesters from now, which is kind of painful because at my last job, like they gave you health insurance like right away. So anyway, I had to get on my husband's health insurance and we decided to switch providers because the provider we were with, like the plans, as far as we could tell, had no differences between them, but one was going to be like almost $300 for both of us a month, and the other one was like $30 a month for both of us. So the choice was clear because as far as coverage goes, it was the same coverage, just different companies. It was very bizarre. Anyway, so we figured that out. So I used a Dr. Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then we watched more Dairy Girls. So I have another icon from Planet Hannah. And then this is where we weren't sure whether or not there was something wrong with Clover's back legs. Like she seemed a little wobbly, but it was incredibly slight. It was very subtle, but it was still a little worrying. So I put in an anxiety Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. We basically said, hey, if it doesn't get better by Monday, like we need to talk to her vet in Colorado and bring it up. So that's eventually what we did. You just won't see it in this video. Sunday, I started the morning with journaling, probably because everything was really stressful and I was trying to figure out, like, what do we do if this is true? What do we do if this continues? That sort of thing. So I have a journaling icon from Cinderella paper. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we went over to my husband's friend's house for Lunar New Year. So I'm going to pull in a Munchkin, like a family feast sticker from Once More with Love. We went on a walk around the neighborhood with the people we were gathering with. It was so windy this day though. So I'm going to pull in a hurricane season Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I'm going to mark that we made dumplings with a little basket of shumai from Wonton and a Million. We didn't make shumai. They were more like a pork and chive dumpling, and almost none of us had any experience like folding dumplings, so we were all just giving it our best shot. They tasted delicious, so that's all that mattered. But assembling them is a little tricky if you've never tried it before. I recommend people try it because it's fun. It's kind of like making tamales. Like it's fun to sort of learn how to do it, even if they're not like the prettiest dumplings or tamales in the patch. Like they're still going to be tasty because they're homemade. Then we finished all of Dairy Girls this evening, so I have another icon from Planet Hannah, and the ending of Dairy Girls, I've watched it twice through now. Yeah, it always makes me cry, and I was stressed about Clover too, so I had a good cry after watching that and just thinking about life and stuff, so that was fun. Anyway, I'm going to put in a Beneva Creations girl for the unintentional cry session. I cry at everything, but like sometimes it goes a while since I've cried about something and then it's like really bad. So I don't know. Life sucks, honestly, but it's also beautiful. I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm really tired right now. Sorry. And then to mark that I slept in the office with Clover, I have an icon from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then it rained late this evening, so I'm going to pull in another rain script that I basically cut out from an underlay pattern from Leonard Designs. I get all my free scripts where I can. So that is going to be the week. I do love how this turned out. Normally I don't really like monochromatic kits, especially if they're pink, but this one I really like. I think it's because it's got a lot of peach to it, which is definitely my preferred tone of pink. And so even though it's very like one color, except for some pops of blue and gold there, I really like how this one turned out. So that's everything written in. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my week, even though I had a lot to complain about. Sorry about that. I try to stay positive, but sometimes life's just hard and you have to acknowledge that. So I hope you all are doing well, but like I mentioned last time, if you are not, please feel free to DM me on Instagram. We can commiserate, we can get through it together. I will talk to you next time. Bye.